Hey, Angel K. Feel like I haven't seen you for a minute. Tracy, is it Tracy or Trace? Welcome in. I saw you on the boat last night. Welcome over. You said that you've been with this channel for like the entire time, but you just opened or started a YouTube account. Guys, welcome him or her in. I don't know if you're a woman because it could be a guy named Trace or it could be a woman named Tracy, but that's a spelling that I don't know which way you pronounce it. But either way, welcome in. Hey, Tammy in New York. Hey, Mods. Thank you for being here, Mods. I came from Norris Dream is really going fast. Well, I'm looking forward to talking with you. Hey, Mama Bear. Hey, Whidbey Island hippie girl. Pat Jonas. Joan Marie. Thank you, Joan Marie. Diana H. Hey, babe. In Reese's stream, you have no idea. I've been watching her since she started. Love, love, love her. That's really cool, guys. So I think what happened is this person started finally a YouTube account so they could come in and chat. I think a lot of people, there's a reason I have over 5 million views and 18,000 subscribers because not everybody hits subscribe and not everybody has a YouTube account to hit subscribe, is what I think happens. And some people just don't want to subscribe. I understand. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy, but I'm glad you did. Susan Trigg, I've been watching you for a month now. You are fabulous. Thank you and welcome. Wow. Thank you for your super chat, babe. That's really kind. Thank you for saying that, Susan. I'm really glad you're here. Hey, Sarah Slater. Donna Cooper is here. DS Kitty Diane. Hey, babe. Angel K, I'm really glad to see you. Hey, Squirrel Girl. Lady O. I have tears in my eyes. I can see all of you and say hello. Just makes my heart so happy. Well, we're happy too. It's got to be pretty cool that you've been here for this long and now you're finally able to chat with us. I love that. For me, that gives me like a lightning bolt. It's thrilling. Hey, baby lily pad. I mean, the whole point of this channel, really, guys, is to engage. I'm engaging with you. I mean, I don't even really have that much of a topic tonight, which is why the stream is called Friday Night Freestyle. I have an idea of what I want to talk about, but the whole point of this whole channel is to engage with you guys. You are my guest on the channel. I'm chatting with you. Hey, Joanne Hawley, Susie with an S, Meredith Lynn, Patricia Peterson. Welcome in. Hey, Marie Marion, Panda. Panda, I need to respond to your text. Hey, Liz Tricks. I Rule made it. Hey, Buffy, Confident Joy. Thank you. I washed my hair today and it hasn't rained yet, but it's supposed to, and you can really smell the rain in the air. And I think that's why it looks like this. Because when I wash my hair, it usually has no volume, but it's like, I noticed that too. I think it did its own thing from the humidity, and I'm kind of excited about it. This is what it looked like all the time in Salinas, Ecuador. All the time. Do you guys remember that? My hair looked like this, and I like this kind of 80s. It's very 80s to me. Hey, Blessed Gloria. Hey, Punisher. Puka Vista. BB. Love you, babe. Welcome back. Orange Chicken. That is the cutest name. Welcome in. Hey, Lumen. Traveling to Lancaster, Pennsylvania right now and listening. Well, Lumen, be safe. Love you. Hey, Wanda, how's my mom and stepdad? They had chemo today and he is very sick. Thank you for asking. He's not well. So I welcome and appreciate any prayers or non-prayers. I'm going to start saying it like that. I can't remember who said that to us yesterday. Non-prayers. I think that is such a cool way of putting it because I don't ask for prayers. If you don't pray, that's awkward. And I never prayed before until recently. And people would ask for prayers. And I was always like, it's awkward for me. But you can send healing vibes, well wishes. You're a human being, for God's sakes. But I like non-prayers. That works too. Hey, Armine, thank you. Hey, April Cowan. Punisher, thank you for the super sticker. Wow. Thank you, guys. That is really, really kind. I appreciate it so much. 11 mud cakes. I am B. Well, welcome in, babe. Sorry, I hear sometimes cars are really loud all the way down my driveway, but it sounds like they're in my yard, but they're not. So it's just making sure. Hey, Ghost Rider. Love you, DS Kitty. Hey, Kim is blue. Bella Beluza. I haven't seen you for a minute. Welcome in. Rhonda's here. Hello, Reese and Francine. So fancy. Francine went with me today to my booth where I took shoes and some jewelry to sell today. And it was so cute. She's never been in there before. And Gertie, I've taken her to every job I've ever had, which is really only my corporate job where I went to work every day. But wow. I mean, I don't put her on a leash. She doesn't go anywhere. She just follows me. She just sits there. Like, it's really cute. And everybody loved her. And Pucky just greeted everybody and she said, "Hello, I don't know that you've ever met me. However, I've met you all because I'm better than everyone. And you guys are just mere peasants. And I was sent here directly from my brother Christ." Punky, that's not how they wanted you to. That's not really how I would word it. You don't make friends doing that. And she says, "I don't need friends. I'm world famous." My goodness, girl. Hey, Jennifer Ogle. Thanks, Bella Beluza. Hey, Aspire to Inspire. Chicka Cherry Cola. Hey, babe. Hey, Anna Banana. Two of my favorite ladies on tonight, Reese and Nora. I tried to space it. Did I get some sun? No, I just have more blush on than usual. I don't have glasses on. And I put on some bronzer today. Now I'm like, did I get some sun? I was out in the sun the last couple of days this week, but no, I don't think so. I think my face just looks different when I don't wear glasses because I notice it too. I look naked or something. It's like when I don't have a watch on. Yeah, I tried to space it out with Nora because Nora's live too. And I don't like going on top of any of us. Like I try to do that with Tommy, obviously, and I don't try to do that either unless we're in person together. And then we really like to go on top of each other. But that's why there's less people in the chat tonight because Nora is live as well. So I try to avoid that, but I couldn't avoid it tonight unless I went super late and I can't do that tonight. But Anna Banana, thank you for being here. Hey, Crafty Carrie. Hey, Ewa. Angie, I need to check on her. I'm not sure how she is today. Hey, Miss Sassafras. I love this chat group. It's the best. I agree with that so much. Hey, Sherry LeBrun. Well, thanks, babe. You're looking cute too. Tracy, is it Tracy or Trace? I don't know if you're male or female, and it doesn't matter, but I don't want to mispronounce your name. Hey, Randy Pearson. Yeah, I don't know. I have not checked on Angie today. Thank you, Confident Joy. It's kind of bedroom hair. Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of is. It does that when there's a lot of humidity. Bohemian Luciferian Witch. Hey, babe. Trace or Tracy, I'm really happy that you got an account. Nurse Cindy. Welcome in. Hey, Lisa Renfro. Lacey Silver. Cat made it. Oh, crap. I'm really behind. Hey, FAFO. I didn't know I was up behind. Why? That's a thing for me lately. Ramen. Oh, it's Rafi. I'm like, I never know. And then I look at your picture. I'm like, oh, it's Rafi. Hey, Rafi. Guys, that's Armine's husband. We love him. Welcome in. And I hope that you're feeling good. I love Rafi. I pray for him a lot. Thank you for becoming a member, Trace or Tracy. I really appreciate that. So does she. Punky. Punky went with Mom today. We went all around the place, didn't we? Yes, we did. Plus, you're small. Speaking of, guys, look at this face real quick. Armine, look what I found the other day. This was in a box when I was looking for the tape and I found that Scientology book. You guys, Armine made this back when I lived in Kansas City. Look at this. I don't even know what the hell it's made out of. She made this. Does that not look like her? Armine could make tons of money selling these. That looks just like her. Is that the cutest thing you've ever seen? Good Lord, Juniper. God, that's so cute. Don Clark. Hey, Mama E. Erica. Catching up. Kim Leaf. Oh, that's true. You did, Angel. And I love that picture. Oh, Lisa Renfro, that's such a nice thing to say. Celebrating being 1 week from retirement. Guys, Liz is close. She's about to retire. That's a huge deal. I'm really excited for her. There's somebody else in our chat that just retired, but I'm not going to name her because I don't want to give that away. But I'm also really happy for her. Liz Trix, I'm happy for you. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. I'm very excited. Vanessa Carroll, Chicka Cherry Cola, I know. Hey, Kathy Wright. Hey, Robin Miners. Thank you, Orange Chicken. Isn't she the cutest thing you guys have ever seen? It's a lot of extra. Tiffany Murfitt. I love that, Tiffany. BB, yes, you are. Debbie Zito. I know. Congratulations to Liz. That's so cute, Wanda. All right, catching up, catching up. Who is Nora? Confident Joy. Nora is another ex-Scientologist. She has a channel called Raging Buddha, and she does a lot of content. Most of the ex-Scientologists, hey, Diane Miller, most of the ex-Scientologists, hey, Yawn, hey, Heather Huckleberry, do more content. You can call me Trace. I'm a female, and yeah, Tracy, Trace, whichever you want. Okay, so Tracy or Trace. Okay, thank you. I'll call you Tracy. Thank you, babe. Thank you for clarifying, and thank you again for becoming a member. Hey, Marshall Laird. A lot of the ex-Scientologists, bless them, they do a lot more Scientology content, and they do a lot more current, like in the media, stuff like that. I don't do that, and I don't do as much content as I should. Those guys have also been out and had a chance to kind of be away from it for a lot of them decades. I believe. I couldn't tell you how many years Nora has been out, but a lot of them have been out for 10 plus years. Tracy, thank you for gifting a membership. Wow. That is really, really nice of you. I can tell you're excited to have this account now. I love it. BB, thank you for the super sticker, you little angel. Guys, that is really, really nice. Rhonda, regarding your short today, I don't know. I'd have to go watch it. Debbie Zito's amazing, and she puts my shorts up for me, except for the animal ones. Those are the ones I just record on my phone and then I upload it. Hey, Cat. I'd have to go look, honestly. I was not home today, so I'd have to see what Debbie put up. She's amazing, and I am so grateful for Debbie for doing that. Lifeboat, hey, babe. I retired about 20 years ago. It was life-changing. You look amazing, babe. I need to run. Have a great show. Love you. Love you, too, and I'll see you later. So, guys, Nora is one of the people who reports on Scientology. She does an amazing job, and she's keeps people fired up. She's quite successful. Do I have my relatable Reese logo as a tattoo? I don't. Hey, Marty Jewel, because I feel weird. That'd be like putting my own name on myself, and I feel a little weird doing that. So no, although it is a cool logo. What is Huxley up to? He was on the phone with some friends, but he had spring break this week, and he spent a lot of this week either with me. We went out and about. Probably Rhonda. We went out and about, and then he also, thanks, Tracy Pratt. He also worked. He did some work this week. He did some odd jobs for a friend of mine, which was really kind of cool. Some good experience. He has some old classic cars, and he had Huxley help him this week with that, like cleaning car parts and stuff like that, which Huxley just ate it up. And then he worked on the farm this week for my parents. So he did a lot of that. And then I don't know what he's doing tonight. Honestly, I heard him on the phone with one or two of his friends. He was talking to people. So I'm not really sure. I'm guessing before it rains, he's going to go out and run and work out. Huxley takes fitness very seriously. He had a good spring break. And I'm really proud of Huxley right now. He's doing really well. So speaking of Huxley, before we get into what I wanted to talk about, I have a weird side thing that I need to get your this is silly and dumb, but I was like, I'm going to ask my audience. So guys, as you know, this is such a dumb thing that you guys aren't going to want to hear about, but I'm going to keep it short. Thanks, Marshall Laird. I hate Verizon. I have Verizon for Huxley and I, and they screwed me when I was in Ecuador, like left me high and dry. I had no cell service whatsoever. I could have been murdered. Like it wouldn't have mattered. I couldn't make a phone call. I couldn't make a text happen. Thanks, Pat Jonas. I couldn't do anything, and I can't forgive them for that. So I have been wanting to switch. Thank you, Erica. I kind of wanted to go into that a little more. I want to switch, and I've been looking to switch, and I'm not in a big hurry to switch. First one was for Gertie only. This one is for Bo only. Oh my God, that's cute. Well, you know what? Gertie needs greenies. So I'm going to put it toward that if you don't mind. Thank you, BB. I mean that. That's very kind of you. Hey, Mary Barons. That's okay. So I have been wanting to switch, and Sherry LeBrun. It was just unacceptable. And here's why. Guys, when I go to Ecuador, both times I have called Verizon and given them a heads up 3-4 weeks in advance. I am an in advance kind of woman. I pre-plan everything. Everything that happens to me or that's going to happen most of the time, unless it's an act of God, I plan. I have to know. At this point in my life, I have to set up a phone call. I have to know in advance, hour by hour, what I'm doing of every day. I've always been that way. Chef Brian, hey, and thanks for being a member. That's so nice of you. Thank you guys for being so supportive. That is very kind. Thank you, Chef. AT&T is what I had with Jeff, Wanda, and they're expensive. So T-Mobile is what I've been, hey, Heavenly Heather, T-Mobile is what I've been looking at. And yeah. So Liz Tricks, here's the thing. I've been working with T-Mobile for like a month now, and they have a T-Mobile inside of Costco. It is not an authorized dealer. It is corporate T-Mobile. They just have they have a kiosk inside of Costco, but it is totally T-Mobile. They're not a dealer. And I am blown away at how expensive they are. So about a month ago, I got a quote for with tax, 2 phones, me and Huxley. Hey, Linda Garden Lady, was going to be about $180 a month. That feels high. And they were like, no, that's kind of average. And so I was like, well, I asked a few friends, and all of my friends were like, that's a lot. Like my parents have Verizon and they have 3 lines and they pay for 3 lines and it's like $130 a month. So I was like, I don't know, that feels high. So, hey, dreaming blue skies and sandy beaches. And is that financing the phones? Yes, Erica, but the phones, Huxley's phone is free because he's just getting a basic iPhone. My phone financing it is going to be $8 a month. So we're not paying a lot for phones. It's the service we're paying for. And so I went in to Costco like a week ago, and or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, I told you guys that the manager was super rude and the price went up. It was going to be like $190 a month. And I was like, that's a lot. He was like, well, then go back to Verizon and see if you can get it cheaper. Like he was just a dick. So I was like, okay. So I went to a T-Mobile store this week with Huxley. Yeah, Tracy, me too. Hey, Ruth Betts. So I went to a T-Mobile store separate from the Costco thing because I didn't like how I was treated. So I go into the store and it's the same thing. It's like there's nobody in the store except like 7 employees, and they're all dressed like teenagers, and they're standing around like looking at their phones and laughing. And I stood there for a good 5 minutes. Like I'm weird about customer service. I walked in with Huxley and they were like way at the other end of the store, and they were like, look at this. And they were like jacking around. And I was like, nobody, I mean, they all were very young, to be fair. Hey, Allie, nobody was like, hi, it wasn't professional. Like, what happened to professionalism? Like, they weren't dressed professional, and no one walked up and was like, hi, how can we help? Like, I had to stand there and like stare at them and watch them play on their devices. I was like, my kid could work here and do a better job. And I just stood there. And then I finally was like, are you guys on a break? Or like I had to ask them for help. And there was 6 or 7 people standing there in a group laughing, no customers in the store. So yeah, it was really weird. And I didn't know that because I don't really go into stores anymore. So immediately I'm already kind of turned off. Like I'm like, professionalism means a lot to me. And I know that coming from me, that sounds weird because I talk about my taint. But if I have a job where I have a boss and I'm actually professional, I am a different person. When I worked my corporate job, I was so careful with like what I said and like making the person feel safe and warm and comfortable. I bent over backwards for customer service is a big deal to me. I've told you this. I really only try to support local. So if I walk into a local store and it's like it was in there in T-Mobile and people are like, welcome in, I'm going to turn around and walk out. If you don't walk up to me and go, hi, welcome in. Hi, have you been with us before? Well, come on in. So this side of the store is mainly this. Like, I want at least a little bit of chat or I'm gone. Like, I want to know you. I want to make eye contact. I know that sounds like a lot, but I fire doctors. I will not keep a doctor if they're not like a little bit chatty with me, warm, a little bit of a bedside manner. I don't F around with people who are just like, sup. Like, I need a little bit more engagement from you. And that's why I do this for a living, because I really, really treat people the way I would want to be treated. And that's why some people hate my channel, because they come over and they go, I can't deal with you saying hi to everybody. Well, I'm sorry. That's never going to change. Go find another channel, because it's important to me that we see you, that I know you, that you feel good here. I would be a badass manager. I don't know if I would, because I would fire people who I would get rid of toxic people. I would get rid of people who don't make people feel comfortable. And I would definitely get rid of anyone that's a shit talker or makes other employees uncomfortable, even if their numbers are amazing. Even if, see, that's where me and my father, my stepdad differ, because he has a lot of companies and a lot of employees. And we talk about this. And he's like, I don't care really how they are, but if they're producing and hitting their goal and making money, I don't care. And I'm like, oh, see, I'm the opposite. I don't care if you're making me tons of money. If you're treating people around you like shit and you're toxic and you're making my customers uncomfortable, you're gone. I want people to feel safe. That's my number one priority in here, in this channel. When I go out with my kid, with Tommy, I want people to feel safe. Tracy, I would love that. I tried to send Gertie's Greenies from Amazon, but wouldn't let me because you don't have it on your wish list. I think I took most of that stuff off just because I don't want people to feel, Diane, like they need to get me anything. Like I don't need anyone to do that. I can't do it without your address. I'm not going to bug you for that. Well, Diane, I appreciate it so much. You just super chatted me, so don't worry about it. I appreciate that. I don't even remember the last time I looked at that wish list, so I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. Thank you for your super chat, and I will put it toward that. I will put her she does need greenies, so I'll do that. You never, and BB also did. Hey, Deb Unfiltered, you never felt safe growing up. That is very true. The customer service is a big deal to me, whether it be from a doctor, a nurse, a T-Mobile store, a boutique, anywhere. I want people to, I want to connect with you. That's why I got my feelings so hurt getting even service from a server in a restaurant, because when they come over and go, what can I get for you? It's like part of the experience is the experience, and I want to connect with you. So I don't want you to walk up to me and go, what can I get you? Like, I get it. You're burnt out. I understand. But like, I come here because I'm outgoing and I'm extroverted and I want to talk to people. It bombs me out. It really does. So she comes over and I'm like, this isn't going to work. Like, this is no different than my Costco experience. So I just told the girl, I said, this is what I'm looking to do. Best bone type thing for a puppy, Tracy Pratt. I like greenies. But the chat can help you with that too. There's a lot of pet people in this chat, Tracy. So you asked a good question. I love that, Wanda. Oh, BB, no, I'll use it toward greenies. I need greenies. Hey, Fen Jinberg. Reese, holy cow, my work group is 6 women and 1 guy. There's a couple that are mean girls. Every time we are together, honestly, it's so dumb. I laugh inside. Hey, Lilac Lime. Yeah, I don't put up with that shit. I don't like it. So, and I'm sorry that's going on for you, because it's not cool. So, anyway, the point, guys, is she gave me a bigger quote. She went up in the price. So it'd be about $190 a month for me and Huxley. And I said, that feels like a lot. And she said to me, and this pissed me off too, like, this is a bad reflection on T-Mobile, in my opinion. I wouldn't want my employees saying this. This is exactly what this woman says. She goes, we're so good that we don't really have to compete. She was like, so we don't have to lower our prices. She was like, because we have a satellite, and she was like, nobody else does. So she was like, we're that good that she was like, we don't have to be competitive. And I was like, so what I just translated that to is like, you don't need new customers. Like, you don't want new people. Like, you don't need to rake in new people. Like, it was so weird to me. I was like, This is a bad business plan. And I'm not even a smart businesswoman, but that's a shit thing to say to a new customer. Like, well, we don't really need your business. So, and that's what the Costco guy said to me. I got his name. I was like, I want to know his name. And I went into the T-Mobile store and told him his name, and they didn't care. But he said the same thing. He was like, then go back to Verizon. Like, it was weird. It was really weird. That was what she said. She goes, we just don't really need to compete. And I was like, so you just chase people off? I guess I don't understand. Like, who says that to a new customer? Who says that to a new customer for anything? Like, we just have so many people that shop with us that we don't need your business. So take it or leave it. That's how I translated that. I was like, okay. Um, People don't have social skills. Yeah, I agree with that. These days, Pebbles, it was Joan Marie. It was just odd. I was like, God, see, if you own a business, you would want me working for you. And I do not have that kind of confidence in myself. I have the lowest self-esteem. I don't when it comes to my ability to work. And I am an excellent salesperson. I know this because I worked in senior living. Hey, Neptunes. And my goal every month, I was the sales and marketing director. So my goal was to keep the building full, right? To rent apartments. When I took over that job, it had a lot of open apartments. Within 6 months, I had a waiting list of people. I had a wait. I gave the best tours of that building. And you know what I would do? If somebody said, we're just concerned about safety for our mom, I knew exactly what to do. I would go, well, so let me show you. So we have a locked gated door here that locks after 6 o'clock at night. Also, we have cameras everywhere. You can get the option for you guys. It wasn't anything I would upsell because we were independent living, but I was like, she can get a um, life alert. So I was like, I would sell toward what their concern was. I was really good at it because I also really, really, really cared about seniors and I loved it. And every single, almost 9 out of 10 tours I gave, people would go, do you have a boss or somebody we can talk to? Because you're incredible. Like, we want to live with you. I loved and connected with my people. I loved their families. I met their sons and daughters. I, of course, loved the mom or dad. I loved what I did. But I wanted people. The biggest thing I sold was safety. I wanted them to feel special, seen, heard, and I sold that every time. And it wasn't a sell. It was meant something to me. I was passionate about people feeling. I wanted them to leave feeling better than how they arrived, because most of the time the people would arrive very apprehensive, meaning son and daughter-in-law or whatever would come in for a tour and bring their mom. And mom, what do you think? Mom doesn't want to leave her house. Mom feels like she's being pushed off to a assisted living place, and it wasn't. It was just a 65 and over apartment building. It was independent living. It was not assisted. It was not skilled nursing. It was none of that. So by the end of the tour, I had mom, let's call her Edna, because we had a lot of those. I had Edna friends with 10 of the women out there. We're all dancing around listening to music. We're talking about Friday when we do our happy hour. I got mom so excited to move by the end of this and totally at ease. She comes in like this and she's like, I don't want to leave my house. They're taking away my independence. By the time she left, she was like, I can't wait to move in here. I mean, that was the case every single time. 10 out of 10 times that was the case. People came in nervous and they left feeling safe. And I went home every night and slept like a baby because I loved my job. Hey, Kevin Conklin. Nobody gets customer service and it means so much to me. And I think because, hey, Leslie, I love, love, love seniors. I was in my element. Like, I just knew how to make them feel comfortable, and I did. And it was very important to me that by the time they were done with their tour, they didn't leave nervous like they came in. And it never happened that way. Every once in a while, you'd get a really grumpy old man that didn't give a shit about any of the amenities. He was ready to die, to be quite honest. Like, he was at that point in his life and nothing made him happy. He didn't want to meet anybody. He didn't like anybody. So every once in a while, people would leave because they just weren't willing to be, they just didn't, there wasn't anything that what am I trying to say? I have the concept, but I can't say it. You could not satisfy them because they just didn't want to be happy about anything and they were ready to be done with life. Like sometimes they would say that. Like, I'm just ready to die. I'm ready for God to take me. So when you have someone like that, it's not their fault. And I never was upset about it. But there was every once in a while, there would be some really, really, really probably in pain, maybe some medical diagnosis where they felt and gave up, felt defeated, all of those things. Hey, Sweeney Todd, love you too. I took those into consideration because sometimes you just can't make people happy. Hey, Tennessee girl. But I had Gertie with me every time too. When they would come in for a tour, Gertie went on the tour with us. She would just get on the elevator with us. I didn't even carry her. She would just walk around with us. Hey, Heather Rhodes. Hey, Just Joan. And it was so much fun. And so my point is customer service is so over the top important to me. Hey, Southie girl. Hey, Rain. And it may not be important to you guys, but it is to me because I give so much that I want what I give. I expect what I give. And I can't tell you how many places I've been in, even in the last couple of years, my whole life. I will shop somewhere and I'll go, that is so cute on you. I love that color. It pops. And people will be like, hey, Sophia, people will think I work there. I can't tell you how many people are like, do you know where the restroom is? You work here, right? And I'm always like, I don't work here, but it's actually back there to your left. Like people think that I work in most places because I'm so engaging, just like I am here. It's important to me to make people feel special. It really is. It's my goal in life and it makes me happy. I want to make you feel safe, heard, and special. And I want to make you laugh if I can. I love, 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 love to make people laugh. You are just that way in person. You make people feel good. Thank you, Erica. That is such a nice thing to say. So when I go into a place like I did at T-Mobile this week with Huxley, I was like, oh man, I just walked in and there's like 7 employees standing around, not noticing that we're there. It was just so disappointing. And so she told me when I went into the store, she said, we're just that good that we don't have to compete. And I was like, that's a weird thing to say to a new person. Like, you're not going to catch new customers by saying we don't need new customers. We just don't. We don't need your business. I mean, that's what that manager told me to do. He was like, go back to Verizon, see if we can get a better deal. They just didn't care. And so she told me, she goes, I would actually go back to Costco and get it there because I'm going to give you the same deal here as Costco. But Costco, this is weird, but I told you guys this, and this is just, she goes, they just have more perks. Costco is giving you, just in case you guys want to know this, if you're a Costco member, whatever service you sign up for, they're doing 2 lines with a 3rd line for free. I don't need a 3rd line because it's just Huxley and I, but I'm getting it anyway, which whatever, that's fine. It's going to be a separate number with my phone. So if I get some weirdo that's like, hey, Reese, can I have your phone number? I'll give them that number and then I'll check that line. But it doesn't happen to me very often. Thank you, Tracy. So I'm getting these 3 lines, and the first 2 lines, you get a $150 Costco gift card for each line. So $300 just for those, for me and Huxley. For the 3rd line, I get a $75 gift card. So I'm getting $375 in a Costco gift card just for doing it there. So she said to me, she goes, you should go there and do it because I'm going to give you the same deal, but you're going to get that. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. So she sets me up with a guy at Costco that I hadn't met yet because I told her, I said, I don't want this manager. He was rude. So I go today and I'm there for like 3 fucking hours. And by the time it's all over, he's like, yeah, they gave you the wrong price. And here's why. And this has changed since you were there the other day. And I can use this code, but I can only use it till April 1st. You know, they do all this like finagling, smoke and mirror shit. And he was like, so when it's all said and done, and he's like writing everything down on a quote pad, he's like, for you and your son to have your 2 new phones with the new lines, he said it's with tax like $225 a month. And I said, so we went from 180 to 190 to now 225. That's a lot. And he was like, it's really not. I said, no, it really is. I said, I don't tell people this, but I have a YouTube channel. And I said, and I have kind of gotten like some feedback from the people on my channel. And I said, most of them have told me that's an insane number. Like, most people don't pay $100 or more for 1 line. right? It's that's a lot, especially for a 16-year-old kid. Like that, we don't need the bells and whistles for him. So he was like, well, he was like, you're welcome to shop around. He was like, but that's pretty standard pricing. And he was like, we're actually usually about 20% lower than AT&T and T and Verizon. And I said, well, you're not, because I have Verizon and right now I pay about 175 a month for two phones. And he was like, well, again, he goes, you can go back to Verizon. And he was like, but you're not going to get upgraded equipment and everything for that price. And I was like, damn, you guys are right though. It's like they're screwing you either way. Hey, Marissa Martin. In God we trust. I pay 95 with Verizon, 2 lines internet, a few. So this would be, guys, just so you know, because I saw a few of you ask, it's just your standard. It's not anything fancy. Like he tried to upgrade me with some plan. He was like, and with this plan, you get Netflix and Hulu. And I was like, I don't give two shits about Netflix or Hulu. And he goes, you don't? And I said, no. And he goes, don't you have Netflix? And I said, no. And he goes, you're missing out. And I was like, no, I don't. Because I said, I'm a content creator, like I said. And the last thing I want to do is go watch TV. And I don't sit around. I was like, so no, I don't have that shit. And it's not enticing for me. I don't want that. I don't care about that. So thank you, Bronson Martin. I think it's the humidity in the air. Mary Barron's, that's crazy. We pay $140 for 4 lines with T-Mobile. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Hey, Mop Man. Yeah, I think I'm getting screwed. Do you guys think I'm getting screwed, or that's what I want to know. There's 200. I told him that too. I go, I'm going to go live here in a couple hours and I'm going to survey the chat. The other thing that pissed me off, and then we'll get going. I feel like this is annoying for you guys and I'm talking about this, but okay, Yadira. The other thing that's annoying is I told him I go to Ecuador a lot. I was like, I go to Ecuador. And I do have a question for those of you that are fancy and understand how technology works. I need you guys to perk up your ears right now and turn up your volumes. I have a question about that. I told him I go to Ecuador a lot. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, so all you would have to do is call and get like a travel pass. And that's like $50 a month to go. And I was like, wait, I'm paying your highest price plan. And if I leave the country, I have to pay extra. I was like, I don't have to do that with Verizon. And he was like, yeah. He was like, you're going to want to pay extra to get more data if you're a streamer. And I was like, this is shit. So here's the other thing. I have a question for you guys that are technical. The girl at the T-Mobile store told me, and I don't know how this works, and I've never heard of this, but I've heard of the word, but I didn't realize you could do this. She goes, go to Amazon. Guys, listen up, because I need you to answer this, because I don't know anything about it. And sadly, Tommy and I really are the same when it comes to this. I don't know, Leslie. The financing and protection plan. So those are $19 a month each. So yeah, you're looking at almost $40 a month just for that, Debbie. But even then, we're looking at $225 with tax minus $40. That's still high, Debbie, even without the protection plans. Okay, I have a question. She said to get guys, listen up. She said to go on Amazon and buy a hotspot. And she said then you can load it with like a SIM card. See, I don't know how any of this shit works, and I wish I did. She said you can load it with like data, like extra data on a SIM card. Hey, groovy. And then take that to Ecuador, and it will increase my speed and data usage for when I'm streaming. This sucks because I don't stream on my phone much. And I tried to tell these people that. The hotspot, they sell a hotspot. It was $200. It's like a weird little rectangular thing. I didn't even know you could buy a hotspot. So they sell that. And she said, no, don't buy from here because ours is T-Mobile only. She said, go on Amazon and get one. Let me get that straight here. It's going to make me crazy. She said, go on Amazon and get one. And then you can load it. But I don't know how that works. And I don't know if I would be able to do that. Okay, paying out of the country stuff is normal. It's not unlimited data outside of the country, Debbie. It is in the country. What a fucking pain. Okay, Mop Man. Hey, Donna Folker. A hotspot is like portable Wi-Fi. So is that Do I not use Tommy's data? I don't. No, because Cindy G, I can. Hey Deborah, I can use Tommy's Wi-Fi, but the thing is, I'm not using his Wi-Fi or data when I'm out on the Malacone streaming with you guys, or we go shopping in Ecuador. That's when it's a problem. Marty says you pop the SIM card into the side of your phone. They have YouTube videos to show you how to do it. Oh, okay, okay. Hotspot is Wi-Fi. So is that a smart idea? Do you guys agree with that? Would I go on? I haven't even done it, so I don't know how much they are on Amazon. I would hope they're not $200 on Amazon. Okay, yeah, Debbie, it's not unlimited outside of the country. And that's the case with Verizon too. So I think, Debbie, that is legit. Verizon and T-Mobile give you 5 gigs of unlimited when you leave the country. 5 is shit. I will blow through that. That is why I couldn't stream while I was in Ecuador the whole time, because I blew through it and I didn't know what happened. So it's not unlimited when you leave the country. It's totally unlimited in the country. It was AT&T. My son travels the world, so he lets them know ahead of time what countries he's going to be in. It's like $10 a day. Yes, that's the case with Verizon too, until I upgraded my plan to an international plan. But they said I could buy more data. It's $50 with T-Mobile, but it's only 10 more gigabytes. So even paying $50 is not like unlimited for the month. That's a racket to me. That's ridiculous. I really don't like this. Is your phone dual SIM? No, Mop Man, and I know this because I called Tommy this week while I was at the T-Mobile store, and we were FaceTiming with the girl there, and he goes, "Babe, it's fine." He goes, "I'll pop a SIM card into your phone when you get here." And she goes, "You won't be able to do that with T-Mobile because they lock it. You can only do it with like T-Mobile stuff." So she was like, "You won't be able to do that in another country because we lock the phone to keep you from being able to do that." And I was like, this is weird. It feels like Scientology. I feel like they're like, don't look to the left, don't look to the right. Keep your eyes ahead on us. It's weird. It's like, we don't want you thinking for yourself. That's how I feel. Okay, so 119 and 159 Amazon portable hotspot. Just check. I'm sick of it. Hey, Jan, welcome back. Skeeter, YouTube would not let me chat for some reason. My daughter just left senior care due to a toxic workspace. She was heartbroken to leave the residence. We have US Cellular 140 for 3 lines. Okay, Skeeter, I'm sorry that happened to your daughter. Senior living is my favorite thing in the world, and I get it. And it was the hardest thing to work during COVID. That was heartbreaking. That's when I resigned. They range from 119 to 149. Thank you, Joanne. Okay, so that is cheaper. They were 200 at T-Mobile, so that is a lot cheaper. And thank you for your super chat, babe. I use it when my Wi-Fi goes out, personal hotspot. Okay, so I guess it's something. So let me ask you guys this, and then we'll move on with our life. So as a streamer, is it worth it for me to get one? Should I get one? Okay, Panda. I think I probably should. I think I should. It's something I should probably put on my credit card as an expense for that. I should ask Nora. That's a great idea. Kim is blue. The problem is too, and I was telling this guy this today, he kept getting the impression that I stream all day from my phone. And I said, I don't. And I tried to count it up and I said, if I had to guess, I probably stream from my phone, 15 times a year? Maybe. Is that too much? And then I started to think of all the times I stream at like the store though, like Southern Goods. And I thought, oh no, it's probably more than that. But if I go out of town, like I don't go out of town that much and I don't stream that much from my phone. But then I was like, maybe I do. Maybe I stream more than I realize. Yeah. Hey, Holly, it might be best to get an unlocked phone, which you can put on any carrier. Yeah. I don't even know how you do that, Punisher, but thank you. It has to do with the country you're going into. You should have hotspot on your phone in settings. You need to turn it on. Okay. You need more data and probably should have the ability to do the data when you are away. Exactly. So I learned that, Cindy. See, I didn't even know that. I thought it was just unlimited and it's not. And they told me, yeah, it's not though, Vicky. You can't unlock it. They have it locked. They told me See, they kind of trick your ass because they were like, "Oh, it's all unlimited." And I said, "So I can stream when I go to Ecuador unlimited?" And she was like, "Well," and I said, "Well, what? So is it unlimited or not?" And she goes, "Well, you get 5G, like which is like the high fastest or whatever, I guess." And she goes, "You get 5 gigabytes of that when you're out of town. And then it drops down to 3G." And she goes, "And then it'll be slow and spotty." And I was like, "That's garbage." Like, again, it's so like loopholes and like smoke and mirrors. And I was like, this is such shit. Like, this is what the American people have to deal with now. It's like uh mint condition phones at half the price. Well, Debbie, it's not the price of the phone, really, because they have a deal right now where basically the phone is covered. I'm paying an $8 a month for the phone. $8 a month is being added to my bill for the phone. So what we're paying for is the service. I'm guessing why that's so much. I don't understand. Well, the service, but also the protection plan. You're right. Yeah, I swear I signed up for unlimited. They send me warnings. Okay, that's ridiculous. So let me ask you guys this: yes or no to T-Mobile? The other thing, and then I'll move on from it is kind of bait and switch. It's bullshit. I don't like that. Just tell me up front. I don't like any of that. Like, I feel like it's so like, well, you could do this, but then we could do it. Does feel very like smoke and mirrors. Like, look here, but then look here. I feel misdirected and it's like theatrics. I'm like, what? It almost feels like you're buying a car, like it's car salesman-y. Um, you can get an eSIM. That's what would do when I go to Australia. Well, you can't though necessarily because they told Tommy when I was having her talk to Tommy, she said, we will lock the phone. So you can't just add an eSIM. Now, Tommy told me, he goes, worst case, babe. He said, you can use my phone to stream. He said, you'll just sign into your YouTube. Yeah, Nancy, me too. Okay, Allie. T-Mobile is the best. Okay. Well, here's the other thing, and I want you all to know this in case you're thinking about it. I just think this is important for others to know. It mattered to me for sure. Yeah, Pat Jonas, they sure are. In Mexico, people keep airplane mode on, then connect to a Wi-Fi. Interesting, Rue. And hi, Rue. Good to see you Friday night, babe. Love you. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for the info. Um, Tracy, don't. Here's the thing, guys, and you should know this. If Tommy has a hotspot, I don't know if he does. I'll have to ask. I hate Verizon. I'm getting out of Verizon. I hate them. Hey, you might want to know this for those of you that it matters. Only if this matters to you. It matters to me. I'm not the person who needs the latest equipment. I don't care about that, and I never have. The only reason I care, I want to be eligible to get a new phone every 2 years. And that's only because I'm a streamer. Otherwise, I wouldn't care. As a matter of fact, it's kind of a pain in the ass for me to get a new phone because I just kind of feel like there's upgrades to it and shit. Now, I'm an iPhone girl, but still. Okay, Mott Man. I agree, Heather Lane. So I did not know this. Verizon switched to their contracts are all every 3 years. Okay, Neptunes, 3 years. They used to be 2. AT&T did the same thing. There is not a 2-year option with either of those companies. Both companies are financing you and locking you in for 3 years. That's bullshit and makes me want to leave Verizon alone just for that reason. T-Mobile has 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year options. So you can do, hey, Mimi, you can do where you switch your phone every year, which I don't. Nora did work for T-Mobile. She did explain that to me. I don't need a new phone every year. I don't give a shit about getting a new phone every year. But I do want to get a new phone every 2 years. I've always gotten a new iPhone every 2 years. Sprint is no more, Saudi girl. Sprint sold out. Sprint, I know Sprint very well because Sprint started in Kansas City and I used to drive by their giant ass headquarters every day. It was like a compound. So I'm just telling you, if that matters to you, and it matters to me, I don't want to be locked into a contract for 3 years with the same damn phone. I just don't like that. And again, it's because I'm a streamer now. So I need the newer equipment, the newer camera, the longer battery life. At least every couple of years, I'd like to upgrade that. It's important to me because it's my job. 5G is fine for everything you need in Ecuador except streaming will eat that up. Use his phone or do some streams from the computer. And Debbie, that's obvious. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Wow, chef. but I don't want to stream from the computer, obviously, in Ecuador. That's not fun for anybody. I want to go out and show you guys the beach. Most of the time when I go to Ecuador, people are like, hey, can you take us here? Can you take us to this restaurant? We want to see this. We want to see what it's like. Of course, right? If I go out of town somewhere in America, it's not as important and I'll stream from my laptop like I'm doing now. But when I go to Ecuador, I feel like you guys kind of rely on that. You want to see things, as of course you would. I don't know Vanessa Carroll. So I'm just hey cheap chick. I know we've wasted a lot of time on this and it's a total dumb ass subject and topic, but it was important for me because I wanted to get your guys' feedback on this and just what you do, who your carrier is, if you're happy with T-Mobile. I'm going to end up switching to T-Mobile solely for the 2-year thing. I'm going to end up paying more money a month and I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet because I really hate fucking Verizon. They left me high and dry in Ecuador. I could have been killed. I'm not trying to be super dramatic, but I did not have cell service for like 2 days straight. I couldn't call. I couldn't make a phone call. I couldn't make a text. That will make you panic like nothing else. I was freaked out that I had no way. I mean, of course, I was calling Huxley through Tommy's phone, but that's not cool. That's not. I don't pay premium. I have Verizon's premium plan. I gave them like a 6-week notice that I was going to Ecuador. I was going to need the international stuff, and they left me high and dry, and they didn't give two shits about it. So I'm leaving Verizon because I just hate them. That made me so angry. Okay, everybody likes T-Mobile. Drop the protection plan though. Okay, I could get. I know the Costco gift card is kind of, I mean, it's $375 gift card. That is groceries for Huxley for probably 2 months. I would say pretty much everything Huxley eats now is Costco. Like all of his protein bars, he gets his chicken there, his cottage cheese, the eggs, all of that is Costco. And so that does help. That helps me a lot actually. And I said to them today, I said, "Is this some kind of gimmick? Like, am I going to get this card and I can't use it on food or something stupid?" And they were like, "Nope, you can use it on anything. You can't use it on gas." Which that's fine. But he goes, "No, you can totally buy food with it, any merchandise in the store." And I said, "All right, that's helps me for a couple of months, which is super, super amazing." Um, Sorry, chef. I know this was a boring chat for you, but thank you for coming in and thank you for being a member. You're so supportive. I'll see you probably on the boat. Hey, Lynn as well. Um, Sorry guys, it's a weird text I didn't understand. Um, I'm just gonna look into it. I had to process it. I'm a verbal processor. I got to get that out. So totally flipping the subject now, totally changing the subject. I want to talk about something that is, I don't, it's like another, I want to get your feedback on. Okay, Debbie Zito, that's not what I was told. So it's probably just a different plan than you have, is what I'm guessing. Wait until 90 days to return policy before they get the cash cards. I knew that. He told me that today. He said it would be like 14 weeks before I get the card, the Costco gift card, and that's totally fine. As long as I get it, I don't really care. I mean, I'm not in a rush to get them. I just think that's a great deal. Anyway, Reese has another baby. Do I? Hey, Martin. I want to ask about yesterday's stream. I want to ask you guys about that if you were here. I was talking yesterday about something and I just want to get some feedback from you guys. And it's heavy. And yesterday's stream was heavy. And hey, Philip Carter. And I was talking about basically, Tracy, I'm so glad you're here too. I basically, it's about parenting. And I got a message from someone this morning. Okay, Donna, thank you. I got a message from someone this morning that Saudi, uh, it really impacted me, this message, and it was from someone basically saying they watched yesterday's show and they really enjoyed it, and they were sad for me because of what I was explaining and going through and just all of it. Um, and that this person does not have children. And they said, so I battle. Basically, the message was this, and I never thought about it from this perspective. And this is why I love what I do, because you guys give me your perspectives on things, and I look at it and I examine it and I dissect it and I go, wow, I can adopt that, and it's a new way of looking at things. And she basically said, I battle with motherhood because I was not a mother. And I don't know if it was because she could not have children, chose not to have children, doesn't matter. But she said, I battled with the kids I didn't have. And she said something like, but that's very different than what you're experiencing because you have a child and you feel that guilt. Hey, honeybee, welcome over and thank you for sending your friends over here. I love you, honeybee. Thank you. What I guess I'm trying to find out based on that message I got, because it had me thinking all day long, even though I was running errands all day, it really kind of had me thinking. Do some of you, as mothers or fathers, or not having kids like this person, do some of you battle with like guilt? Like you wish that you had done something different? Kind of like I was saying yesterday, I didn't really get to experience motherhood as much as I had wanted to, or the way that I wanted to with Huxley. I guess I should say that. I didn't experience motherhood the way I had it all planned out in my head. And I thought, God, that's an interesting topic. And I hadn't thought about it that way. Do other people, okay, a lot of you are saying yes. And now this is fascinating to me. And I think it doesn't get talked about. And I think it's something to talk about. Do you feel sadness like I felt yesterday? Do you feel groovy? I'm so sorry. Do you feel guilt, shame? Do you feel, hey, Debbie, love and life? I'm just happy to see you. Kim says, I think most parents have some regrets. That's not what I mean. I don't mean regret. Of course, humans have regrets, right? I mean, we all have total regret, lots of regrets. I'm sure that's just life. And I don't mean like you're wrong. I wasn't trying to make you wrong. I mean very differently than regrets. Do you feel like you did not experience, or like what I just said, motherhood for me so far, thus far, has not been what I had laid out in my head. I wish that I had had the loving husband. I wish that I had had. I thought of a boy name today. Besides Wolf, I like the name Magnus. I think that is such a cool, strong ass name. Magnus. I think that'd be a cool name for Huxley's brother. Huxley and his brother Magnus. That's cool names. Ola from Salinas Urology Clinic told you by Friday I'll let myself. You're so cute, Bunny. I didn't have the husband that I wish I had had. I didn't have the pregnancy that like I wish. What I mean by that is I loved pregnancy, but like it would have been cool to be in love and pregnant and like have a guy like doting on you. My whole thing was just not what I thought it was going to be. I'm so sorry, Amy Edge, and I know that about you. So what I guess I'm asking you is, did you feel like you Huckleberry, stop. I have no kids, and of course, I wonder. I have maternal feelings for some people in my world. I know they aren't mine, but I can appreciate, show respect, and just love some people in a special way. I love that, Joan. I knew that actually about you. 100%. Whenever I talk about how hard I worked because my ex was absent, I played both roles and could never be soft with her. Thank you for sharing that. I was not able to have biological children. I do think I missed out by not being able to carry a child and experience giving birth. Bingo. That's what I'm asking. Things like that. Do you feel like something is missing? Do you feel like you wish things had been different? Like, just, I'm curious about this. That message from this person, I was like, it really kicked off a lot of thoughts for me. And I thought, I bet I'm not the only one, even though my experience was different being in Scientology. You might have had an experience where like it was robbed from you, or like Erica just said, she had to play both roles. So she couldn't be the mom, like this soft mother that maybe she had in her mind. Um, I definitely didn't get to be a mom the way I expected. We had a child with disabilities. It is not what I expected or planned. I grieve for what I thought it would be. That is incredible, Pat. And I know you personally, privately. Thank you for sharing that. I could totally see that. That is such a thing to admit, and I appreciate that. I have regret over not doing it very young because then I became unable to have children. If I had not left it to later, I would have missed it. Wouldn't have missed it. Helena, I get that. I totally understand that. I feel guilt for not wanting to have kids. Too selfish, too lazy, not wealthy, successful enough. Interesting, Marissa Martin. I see that. You should not feel guilty for that. I have said so many times, this is just my opinion, but I always admire women, especially who chose not to have kids. I know that sounds terrible, but it's just such an admirable thing to me. Like, I like it. I like women who are like, nope, I didn't want kids, or nope, I didn't get married. Like when it's by choice, I don't know why I really admire that. I know that sounds weird. It's the same though as like women who are super financially independent. They're self-made, they have a big house and just maybe they live in it. Or they're married with kids, but they are like doing the damn thing all by themselves. Like it's just it's such a cool. I like women who chose not to have children. So I'm sorry, Marissa. I don't see it as like too lazy, too selfish. I don't see that. I'm possibly not having a choice on whether I have children. It's been an adjustment because I always wanted children under the right circumstances. I could totally see that for you, Sophia. Reese, you're lucky you were about to have a child and he's a wonderful man. Some people can't have kids. I said this yesterday. I don't feel like I deserve my child. He is a wonderful human being. He always has been. Huxley has always been this. I actually started to say this yesterday and I feel embarrassed. Sometimes I'll get ready to tell you something and then I get distracted. Gee, you don't ever notice that, do you? And then I'll get distracted and I'll go off into another topic or a story. And I went to say this yesterday, but I didn't finish the story. I started to say I got outed, right? And that's how I left Scientology. I got outed. It was not on my own volition. It wasn't my choice. And I remember the very first time I was going to go on YouTube, my very first appearance ever was going to be on somebody else's channel. I was going to tell my Scientology story. And before I went on, Huxley was either 12 turning 13 or he was 13. And I went into my kitchen in Kansas City and I told him, "Bye, Philip. Thank you for being here." I said to Huxley, I said, that is so nice, Jan. Thank you, Jan. I said to Huxley, I have this opportunity to go on YouTube and tell my whole Scientology background and story of abuse and everything, like spill my guts. And he goes, okay. And I said, but I want to make sure you're okay with this because once I do it, there's no going back. And he's like, I don't know. He was either 13. Oh, he was 13. This was March of 2023. He was 13. I'm wrong. I know exactly when it was. It was March 11th that I did my first stream on that other channel. And so sometime a few days before that, I said, there's not going to be any going back though. And so what I mean by that is we will lose every opportunity. Hey, Maxine, to connect back up with our family. This will be forever. Like I won't be able to take it back if I tell this story. And I said, I don't want to do it if you're not comfortable with it. And do you know what my 13-year-old son said to me in that kitchen? I will never, ever forget him looking up at me in my beautiful house that I used to have in that kitchen. And it was so perfect. And he looks up at me and he goes, "You were abused when you were 14 in Scientology. You were sleeping with an older man, right?" And he knew that story. And I said, "Yes, I was." And he goes, If it helps another 14-year-old girl that could be being abused right now, mom, he goes, then yeah, I think you should do it. He goes, if that story reaches and helps somebody that might be being abused as a child now, I think you should do it. I just said that without crying. I just was a puddle on the floor when he said that to me. He was 13. Who in their 13-year-old mind, underdeveloped mind, thinks like that? It was so profound. It was so incredible to me that my son, yeah, JR, and that's what I mean. Huxley has always been such a rock. He has never had like highs and lows. He's always just been really like, he's not, well, you saw him last week. He's not quick to react to things. He is not like a quick, like, like some of the people on YouTube. He's super happy early birthday, Mary Barons. He's super, super steady and even keeled. And I just could not believe that that was his response. I gave him the information and I said, there's no going back if we do this. We will lose. There's no chance of fixing what we've lost. We won't get back what we've lost. And instead of him being like, then don't do it because I want my grandparents back or thinking selfishly, this 13-year-old kid looks at me, thinks it through. He doesn't respond right away. And he goes, you were abused. So if this helps another girl that's being abused, yeah, I think you should do it. Like, use your voice, mom. I was blown away by that. And that's who Huxley has always been. He has always been that kind of a person. He just thinks shit through and he's not quick to be like reactive and responsive. And I that pushed me over the edge entirely into the world of YouTube. I thought, you know what? I am going to do this. And it really, really set me straight on what was important. We lost our family. And if you, hey, Heather Snoopy, if you recall, when we did Huxley's first birthday stream, do you guys remember that? He was turning 14 and we did it in my old dining room. And it was such a powerful stream. I was just bawling through that because you guys were just, oh, that's an interesting question, Martin. No, I've never thought that. You guys were super chatting him and you guys were just like, remember how many gifts he had? People had sent so many gifts to that child to open for his birthday because it was his first birthday, losing everybody in Scientology. That was our first Thanksgiving together because his birthday is a week outside of Thanksgiving. He's November 17th. That was his first birthday outside of Scientology. So his grandparents were not there. That was our first Thanksgiving together ever. He was 13. That was our very first Thanksgiving and our first Christmas without any of our family. And that was such an emotional stream. Do you remember how many gifts he had opened? People were showering him with presents. And I was just I was just bawling through that stream. And people were super chatting him and just like pouring love into him. And that was his first birthday alone. Like the family was gone, that our whole life had shifted, right? And where am I going with this? I had a point to this. Hey, Hux. Can you let Moose in? I think he's at the front door. He's crying like a little girl. Hey, Joel Sachs. Hold on, guys, because I had a really important point to that. And there was something I was going to say to that. Well, I don't know, but I can just organically take it from here. Don't worry. I don't have writer's block. It was beautiful, Joanne Holly. Maybe, hey, Low Redneck, the point may come to me. It doesn't matter because I can take it from here. Huxley reminds me so much of my son, very logical, non-reactional, level-headed. My son is 31 now, but he was always like this, even as a child. Debbie Love and Life, it's a true gift. I remember that, Cindy G, but I don't know what my point, had a point to it. Your gift was amazing, Raymond. Anyway, he got so many personalized gifts. And I guess the point is he has bonded with I know what it was. I got it back. Okay. For those of you that were there, He some so we were sitting there, I think it was after he had opened his gifts, and he was chatting. We were sitting at the table chatting with you guys. Do you remember this? The original people will. When did Huxley meet my sister? Um, I don't know. She never came to Kansas City. We brought Huxley to Tennessee when he was little. So I came to Tennessee every summer. My mom moved here when Huxley was little. And so I brought him. So Brianna met him when he was young, but she never came to Kansas City. I brought him here. Okay, so back to let me because I don't want to forget again. So we were sitting around after he had opened gifts, and if you remember, this is very also profound to me. It may not be to you guys, but it was very profound to me. He's 13. He just turned 13. We just celebrated his birthday. You guys showered him with love gifts, super chats. And someone asked him, we kind of started to talk about Doug, his grandfather he lost, his Scientology grandparents, Doug and Brenda. And I was a little, hey, Viggy Cat, I was a little shaky. I was crying. I was very emotional. And someone asked him about it, like the loss. And I was like waiting to see how he was going to act to it. I was very nervous and I was emotional as shit. And do you remember his response? He said he was very solid and he was like, um, someone said, what was the question? Debbie Zito, do you remember? Erica, Joanne, someone asked him a question like, do you feel like sad or guilt losing him? Or like it was something like that. Like, do you feel depressed about it or something? And I remember he basically said, I miss my grandparents. Uh, but um no. I was shocked by his answer. He said, I miss them. Yeah, Nancy. He goes, but, and I remember what he said about Doug specifically. Yep. That's exactly what he said. Now, if you remember the recorded call of Huxley and Doug, the last call, remember Huxley says to a grown ass man, he said, I don't want us to disconnect. That's not how family works. My kid was 12 then. He wasn't 13 yet. And he said to this grown ass man, he said it to him. That's right, Erica. So Debbie says they chose the cult over family, their loss. He did say that. And then he said they made their choice. I remember that. And it was the most strong answer. And just like he was so sure in it. It is Lacey Silver, but for a 12-year-old boy to 13 on his 13th birthday to say that, he said, nope. He said they chose a cult over their family and it's their loss and they made their choice. I remember that and I was like, my jaw was on the floor. Like I was not talking much about that because I didn't want to open that wound over and over. I talked about it if it came up organically, but I really didn't want to put pressure on Huxley. That was such a fresh wound that I didn't want to keep asking him, how are you feeling? How are you doing? How are you? Like, I just kind of wanted him to talk about it at his pace. So when someone asked that, I was not sure of what his answer was going to be. I was like, are the floodgates going to open? And if they did, fine. But like, I just wasn't, he could have gone many, many ways with the answer to that question. And I could not believe that was the last thing I thought he would say. And the reason that's so important to me as a parent is because what do most of us do? Hey, bunny foo-foo, what do most of us do, even as adults, but especially I would imagine a child would do this? This light is in my eyes too much. What do most of us do? We blame ourselves. I mean, I feel like that's a human nature thing to do is like, what could I have done different? I did that with my dad when he left me forever. I was like, what could I have done different? What could I have done more in Scientology? How could I have fixed this? I mean, I feel like people tend to go over and over like, it's my fault and they left because of me. And I get sad for kids who go through divorces when they're little with their parents, because I'm sure a lot of children are like, I'm the reason they broke up, or what could I have done different to make them love themselves more, whatever, right? So I was shocked and so thankful, like thanking God now that my son that night said, you should do this because you might help a girl who is being abused right now. That was profound. I was just blown away by his response to that. But then on stream on his birthday, he was like, "Nope, they made their choice. They chose family over a cult. They chose a cult over family." And I was just like, "He's so wise." That is like something that most people have to go through years of therapy. Hey, Linda, to even flip the narrative that way. He's very steady, Erica, he is. And so I said last night, I don't feel like I deserve Huxley because he has just always been that way. He's always been that way. Just very even keeled, just very steady. Even as a little kid, he was not like he would not throw himself on the floor and start screaming to get his way or anything like that. Hey, Rain makes music from Nora's chat. Welcome over. Anyway, I just thought that was a true testament to his character. And Huxley is just like, I'm so thrilled to be his mother and to know him because I just think he deserves all the best things one day. I hope that he has an incredible partner if he wants one. I hope that he is an incredible father if he chooses to have kids. I just think he's a great guy to be around. And um yeah, Bunny Fufu for sure. I just Hey Rika, it really got me thinking what that message I got this morning was, which is, "Hey, Jojo, welcome over, babe." Thank you, little redneck. It really got me thinking how many mothers and fathers who didn't go through the experience I did in Scientology, but maybe felt like they're I don't remember you asking it, Martin, but I'm glad that you do. Um, how many parents in general feel that sense of loss? I don't mean regrets. We all are going to have regrets, but I mean that sense of like you had a picture painted of how parenthood was going to go and it didn't go a certain way or you felt robbed of it because of something that occurred, right? That I love you, Joel Sachs. Thank you so much. And I'm so glad you're here. I feel like it's the middle of the night where you are. Thank you. Thank you. I love it when you're here, Joel. Thank you for your super chat. You know, Scientology probably thought it failed just how much you have always loved him. That love insulated and protected him. Just think about what their goal is usually with children of members. That's a great point. Oh, you're Rika. Okay, okay. Thank you. Rain makes music, Rika. And that way, it didn't take the brainwashing, didn't take. Yes. Here's the thing, and that you make a really good point about that, Raymond. And I always kind of flip to this. He's right. The brainwashing didn't work there. But this is what I truly believe. And I know, I'm sure it was you, Martin. I just don't remember. I know this to be a fact for me, not necessarily for you. If you have a parent who is an alcoholic or who beats you or just did something that was super, super terrible to affect that bled over and affected you. You either are going to break that cycle, right? And not and be super hyper aware of it and go, I'm never drinking or I'm never hitting my kid or whatever it is. Oh my God, Joel Sachs. You sound like me. I'm up at 3 a.m. too. Thank you, Viggy Cat. Or you go into that cycle. It's one or the other. And I haven't researched this, so I don't know if that's true. This is just something hey, Katie did, I have observed. Do you see what I'm saying? So like you grow up and beat your own kids because you were beat, or you grow up and become an alcoholic because your parents were alcoholics, right? I feel like it splits. You got a fork in the road and you kind of take it one way or the other. For me, my father was terrible as a child, right? He left me home alone. He left money on the table. I was 7, 8 years old. And he never said, I love you. My dad never, I can't remember one time my dad saying, I love you or hugging me, like touching me, never. Which in a lot of ways I'm thankful for, to be honest. Like, I think that this sounds terrible and it may be triggering for some, and I don't mean this insensitively, but I would much rather have the father I had because he had 3 girls that didn't want to touch me, didn't say I love you, versus having a father that might have been the opposite, if you know what I'm saying, like maybe overly affectionate. or did things he shouldn't have and violated me or my body, I'm actually quite grateful that my dad didn't violate me in that way. He neglected me and abandoned me. I would much rather have those issues because I think I would be much worse off if I were abused in that way. And I that's why I say I don't mean that insensitively because I know there's a lot of people in this chat who were abused in that way. And I think it's just I can't think of a lot worse things than that kind of abuse. So I you know how I've been saying lately, I try to take a horrible situation, I'm trying to find the good in it and like what could I be grateful for? That's something I've been thinking about lately. Is that I had a horrible father and I was home alone all the time. However, I'm thankful that my dad did not abuse me in the way that I know a lot of people, women especially, were abused by their parents. That's all I'm saying. And I don't mean it insensitively. I just mean what are things I'm grateful for lately? And that's something that I've come has come across my mind. But do you agree with what I just said about the fork in the road thing? So for me, my dad never hugged me, kissed me, said I love you. I am not huggy or kissy with Huxley, unfortunately. I was when he was little, but I haven't been for years. And I think that bothers some people when I tell them, they're like, you don't hug your son. I really don't. He's 16 and I feel a little weird kind of like touching on him. I want him to feel like consent. If he wants a hug, I would hug him, but I don't want to just walk up and like crowd his space. And I'm just no one did that for me. My mom is also that way. My whole family is very cold. Hey Alana from Aruba. Um I don't that is one thing I wish I were more of, but I'm not. I'm just not touchy like that. However, I am everything else. So what I mean is the fork in the road thing. Like I always told Michael when I was pregnant even, I said we will always tell him how much we love him and we're always going to tell him we're proud of him and we're always going to make it a safe space. I don't care what he comes to tell us. I don't care if he says I committed a crime. I don't care if he says I'm homosexual. I don't care if he says I'm Jewish. I don't care. At the time, I was thinking like these are crazy things as a Scientologist would think. It doesn't matter. We love and accept, and we make it a safe space for him no matter what. That was the most important thing as a mom for me because I didn't get any of that. Everything I did, I was breathing, and my dad was like, knock it off. Right. So I was like, my kid will not be yelled at. He hugs me if he wants to, Joel Sachs. I just feel weird because he doesn't have a dad here. And so it's like he's a 16-year-old boy. The last thing he probably wants is to like hang out with his mom all day. And I just feel I don't know what it is. I don't know why that is for me. I think it's because I wasn't touched much. I was never hugged. So I feel and it's weird because people have asked me this, and I'll get real with you right now. I'm super when I'm in a relationship, and I am with Tommy, but he doesn't live here. But like I've always been clingy, touchy, lovey-dovey, sexual when I'm in a relationship. And somebody asked me this recently, and they were like, why are you that way with Tommy, but you're not that way with your son? If you have to ask me that, I think it's a weird question to ask because the answer to me is obvious. I'm in love with Tommy. That's my sexual partner. My son is my son. That's a very different thing, right? So it's weird from I don't want to be groping all over Huxley. That's not the same thing. Also, it makes sense to me because I was not loved as a child. So since I have been an adult, I have been chasing for masculine attention and I have been coping in my 20s for sure. Looking back, I coped by having sex with people. Like my worth was based on like let's have sex. I was reaching for masculine attention. And I'm not ashamed to say that. It's something that I recognize through therapy. I don't do it now, but because I'm aware of it. But I definitely have father issues and abandonment issues there and attachment issues, but not with my son. Does that make sense? It's specific to the man I'm in love with. So I'm not going to be touchy feely clingy with my son. It's that's not the same thing. And so I hold on. So I know how much time I have. Time is it? Okay. Yeah, Raymond. Okay, West Coast Fancy Nancy says, okay, and Joan Marie. So you guys are understanding what I'm saying. And I realize this may not be important for me to voice, but it is for me to get this out. I don't know why. It's just we're on the parenting thing, and it's Joel Sachs. You're so nice. And Diane Miller, did someone gift you a membership? That's so cool. Whoever did that. Thank you, Joel Sachs. And it's 3 a.m. I hope that you go to sleep, my friend. Thank you for your super chat and just your support. You're so kind. Mothers and sons, best hugging ever. Deborah, I'm missing out and I'm aware of that. I'm sure I'll look back and regret it, but I feel weird. I feel weird. I don't have a problem walking up and like patting him on the back or like messing with his hair and being like, your hair is so cute. But I feel weird walking up and like without his consent, hugging him even. Like he's 16, he's not 5 anymore. Like I just feel like he's closer to being a man than he is a child. And I wouldn't want someone just coming up and feeling like they could hug on me without asking. And I know that's bizarre and it probably doesn't make sense, but I feel like the last thing he would want, hey, Barb, wait, is for me to just walk up and grab him and hug him. I don't mind asking him, but I don't know because he wasn't raised that way and I wasn't raised that way. There's no way I would start doing that now, just like walking up. Yeah, you feel how you feel, period. Thank you, Alana. That is such a cool thing to say. It's true. It's true. It's like no is a complete sentence. Um, Oh, I could totally ask him, Raymond. I could walk up and hug Huxley anytime, any day, anytime. Huxley's, you've met him. He's the most easygoing person. There's no way in the world Huxley would be like, Mom, gross, get off. I just feel it's more of a me thing, right? He for fuck up all I know is maybe he wants to be hugging. Hey, Margie Bart, it's a me thing. It's not him, it's me. I'm weird about it because I wasn't touched as a kid. And my mom is so funny. She did this to me the other day. It was the weird my mom, I cannot remember the last time my mom hugged me. She did it the other day. And I was like stiff as a board. I didn't know what to do. I felt like the ice cube I was dumped into. Reese, I've witnessed your growth. God has a path for you and Hux. I feel deep down Huxley is always known. Just my $5 worth. Tracy, I am really glad you created an account because I really enjoy chatting with you and I like your perspective. So thank you for that. And I think you're right. I have no doubt that you're right about that. Thank you for the super chat. You're respecting his person. That is such a good way of looking at it. Nancy, thank you. And that's validating for me. You're right. It makes me feel less weird about it. Nancy, thank you. So I was talking to my mom the other day, and it was just the other day because Huxley was up there with me because it's spring break. And she was outside and I was walking the dogs and I said something about the end of the year. And she goes, you're still going to be here at the end of the year? Like live here? And I said, what do you mean? She goes, I thought you were like moving. And I said, Mom, my bank account is minus $200 right now. I was like, I'm not going anywhere. No, I was like, I'm not moving anytime soon. And she almost got teary eyed. I think she's just going through a lot because of my dad's cancer. And he was not far away. He was coming out the door. He was like shuffling up the driveway. And she went, yay! And she grabbed me and hugged me. And I was like stiff. Like my mom never touches me. It was really quite sad. I could feel off of her that she was feeling insecure and nervous. And she goes, you're going to stay? And I said, well, yeah, of course I'm going to stay for now. I was like, he's sick. You need me. I'm not going anywhere. And she was like, oh my God. It was like she was so relieved. And it made me feel bad because had I known she was so worried about it, I would have put her mind at ease a long time ago. And he came walking up and she goes, she's going to stay, Jim. She was like, Reese is going to stay. And I was like, this is sad. Like she must have really needed that. My mom is pretty kind of temperature wise. She's kind of cool. Like she doesn't show a lot of emotion. Hey, Jane and Mike, she doesn't show a lot of emotion, especially. Hey, little bubble. I feel like I've not seen you in a long time, babe. I hope you're doing good. She just doesn't show a lot of emotion, especially toward her children. Now, Huxley's a different story. Huxley is like my mom's favorite everything. She's been in love with Huxley forever. She cares about him so much. And I love that. If she's going to be warm toward anything, I would love it to be my child. So I'm really thankful for that. But it was like very sad. It was, you ever felt that off of someone where like you feel them kind of relax? It's like you could tell they had some like tension about something. Hey, original Anne, how did that make you feel about how she feels about you? Mama E, Erica, it made me feel more relaxed too. Like it made me feel like I have a purpose here. She definitely, hey, Mad Drop, my mom has been leaning into me more the sicker he gets. I've noticed that she's very much more like soft and like interested in me and my opinions on things. And like she said something to me the other day and she goes, well, I'm not going to go unless you go with me. And that's, again, not my mom. She's just kind of cool. She's not mean. She's just not very emotional and she doesn't need anybody. She's not a needy person. She's a lot like her mom. My grandmother was very cool. She was a cool, kind of cold Italian woman that just wasn't super warm. So when she did that recently, she was like, I'm not going to go unless you go with me. I was like, that's new. And I said, I'd be happy to go with you. So I've been driving her places a lot more. I've been taking her to get my dad's medication and we've been going to lunch more and just kind of trying to spend more time with her. But it was so happy yet sad that, you never know what someone's going through, even your own mother. And it was like this feeling of just, she went the end of the year. She's like, so you're going to stay? And I said, yeah, of course I'm going to stay. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to stay. And she went, yay! And she like grabbed my whole body. And my mom is tiny. My mom's probably 110 pounds. And she went, she's going to stay, Jim. She was like, Reese is going to stay. And I was like, oh, like had I known that she was having anxiety about this, I would have put her at ease to make her feel safe and warm a long time ago. And that is my own fault because I've talked about moving a lot lately. And I'm not going to do that right now. Huxley is in the middle of a school year and I'm just not, my dad is really sick. Like nothing is more important right now where I need to leave. I can travel and I definitely will travel. But right now, financially anyway, I can't, I'm stuck. But even if I wasn't, clearly God is pointing out like where I'm needed. And I feel that I need to be here. He's really not well. So I need to be here. And I know I missed a super chat. Bunny Fufu, thank you. You're doing great with Huxley. You're a great mom. He needs you now and forever. That is such a nice thing to say. Again, very validating. And I don't accept that I'm a great mom yet, but I am in therapy, as you guys know, and I'm really working on that, just accepting more about myself in general. Hey, Lachlan. And so part of that would be accepting that I am a mother. And that is a gift. And I've taken it for granted because I don't feel like I'm good at it. So I kind of push it aside. Like I'm a mom biologically, right? Like I'm a mom because I've pushed out a child, but I don't feel like I've done the work to be a mom. And that's not true. And it's also just so self-deprecating. I am a mom. And again, it's like Fred dying, my husband who died. It's like that was such a gift to lay there with him and watch him take his last breath. I know that got dark, but like there are certain things about life that we take for granted and walk past like wallpaper. That was a true gift to be able to have a loved one pass with you there. Like it was such a gift. I wouldn't go back and change that in any way. Our last words to each other, that was such a gift that I got to be there for that. And it's the same thing being a mother. Like that is not something to walk past like wallpaper. It's a gift. And it's a gift that my body made him, right? Produced him and grew a whole child and kept him healthy and all of those things. It's like, do you ever stop to think about that for a minute? It's like, that is such a gift. I mean, that really is like, thank you, original Anne. Those are things that I'm like, man, I don't ever, thank you, Deborah. I just don't ever think about how lucky we are in that moment, right? Like that, I see women and men who have 2 or 3 kids and I'm like, that's incredible. Like you have an entire family. That is such a gift. Sometimes we look at the dark parts of that. It's like, oh, they're expensive and they this and that. And, whatever. But it's like, no, it really is kind of a cool gift that like our bodies can make bodies, human beings, and like grow them in us and feed them with our bodies, and it's really kind of neat. And so it's like, don't take that for granted. And I really am trying to work on not saying I'm a bad mom. I don't think I'm a bad mom. That's not really the depths of it. I just think it was taken from me. And Bunny Fufu, thank you so much for your super chat. That is really, really nice. And thank you for the kind words. I did not get to be the mother I had planned out. There's a difference. It was taken from me. It was literally like bullied away from me, and the control, the rug was pulled out from all of us, not just me. So that's just how Scientology works. My childhood was also not what you would probably have drawn up in your mind of what a childhood should be, right? I imagine what a prom would have been like. Karen, thank you for being a member. Guys, that is so supportive. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. It's deeper than just you're a bad mom. No, I don't think I'm a bad mom. Thank you, Karen. That is so nice of you. I think that things were taken from me that were outside of my control. It's one of those things where I don't even really feel regret, because regret to me means, would you change it if you could go back? No, because there would be no way to change it. You have no idea what Doug and Brenda, the controlling aspects, the depths that they went to control my life, my son's life, and my husband's life. It was all transactional. Hey, Glenda, they paid their way to control us. And when I tried to fight back, I was largely outnumbered, because it was those two plus the Church of Scientology. So I don't even really feel regret, because if I could go back in time, there would be no changing it. There would have been nothing. I think about that a lot. It keeps me up at night. I think, well, I could have done this. Nope. Well, maybe I should have done that. Nope. That wouldn't have worked either. I could have tried. Nope. I promise you, there's nothing that I could have done to change that cycle of abuse. You're taking accountability, and you tried your hardest under impossible circumstances. There you go. Makes you a decent enough mom in my book. And I know how hard and brave it is to make that choice to own up to. That is, I love you, Sophia. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bunny Fufu. I had a plan as a mother, but she's 24 and she says I'm her best friend. She's the best daughter I could have. I know. And I'm so excited for her this summer. Thank you. And that's true. We've talked about that. Maxine, I have one child. I just have one. He's 16. I wish that I had had more kids, but under the circumstances, I don't. I'm glad that it's just Huxley. But now, if I could do it over, I would love to have a child now. I've never said that in my life. I've always, like, people have said to me for the last couple of decades, why don't you have more kids? You should have more kids. Why don't you have a kid? And I'm like, absolutely not. I'd rather stick a needle into my cornea. And I meant that. I was like, hard no, like red flags. No. And for the first time in my life, I'm like, God, I would love to. I would love to have another child. If I could. I can't. I'm going to be 42. But if I could, I would. I always thought, God, I would never want to get pregnant again and start all over. That sounds horrible. I'm almost at the tail end. He's 16. Like, we're almost there. No way. I feel the opposite of that now. I'm like, I would love to. I would love to start over. I would love to start at the starting line again and hold that baby, love that baby, talk to that baby, not have to go in session and get sec checked. Like, when I was pregnant, I had to go in session at the Church of Scientology regularly for pregnancy assist. I had to get on the cans and confess that I'm not having sex. You're not allowed to have orgasms. You can't, like, I had to follow so many strict guidelines. What it would be like now to go through pregnancy, have a baby, be able to just love that baby, play the music for that baby, try yoga. Like, there's all kinds of things I couldn't do as a Scientologist. If the sky was the limit, I could just be a parent and parent the original image I had in my mind of being that mom. I would love to do that over again. And I have never felt that way in my life until 24 hours ago. And it makes me sad, but it's also like, I forgive that. It's also a huge load off. It's like, yeah, I wish I could do it again. I wish I could give that gift of the mother I wanted to be to a child and try it over again because I would like to gift myself motherhood. I didn't get that gift. I would love to give myself the gift of motherhood and give it another try with a child and go, now I get to do this the way I wanted to do it and I had the picture painted all along. There's always something to be grateful for, BB. You were robbed by Doug, but also he knew that he was what he was doing, and he paired the theft with mental abuse by flaunting it in your face. No question. Absolutely, Anne. Reese, when you were deprived of affection growing up, and the only affection you have received is in sexual relationships, of course you will have issues with affection to hugs. Lack of touch. Yes. Debbie, I didn't think of it that way. Yes, funny foo-foo. I am grateful. Thank you, Neptune Zionist. I do not yell at my son. I don't yell at anybody. I'm not a yeller. I don't scream and yell to get my point across with anybody. It's just not, I get too triggered by that because that's how I was talked to all the time in Scientology. And I just can't get down with the yelling. It's actually like friendships, relationships, marriages, mothering, childing. It's a hard no for me. It's a deep hard no for me. I cannot be around anybody who has to get their point across or react to something by screaming or yelling. I won't be around it. I literally start shaking. It triggers the shit out of me. I cannot be, like, my mind shuts down and goes into bull bait mode and I just start doing this. And I'm not listening to you anymore. I'm just like, you know how I've explained what bull baiting is, where it's like, start, and the person starts screaming or taunting you, teasing you, making fun of you, whatever it is, you literally are just, you're checked out. You're just listening, but you're trying to get through the drill. That's exactly what happens to me when someone starts yelling in my vicinity. I just am like, Jeff used to scream at me about that. He'd be like, I don't think you realize, but in our marriage, when we start fighting, he's like, I start yelling at you and you literally turn on your bull bait. It's like a switch and you just become a zombie. And I'm like, I believe it because I disassociate. I cannot be around that shit. It is so triggering for me. When you think about it, she probably feels the way you do. She was kind of robbed of time with you, and now you're a gift to each other. I love that she is reaching out in a more loving way. God is uniting you back together. See, again, that's interesting. I did not look at it from that perspective. That is interesting. Wow, Joanne, you're right. My mother probably felt robbed. Hey, teacher, mama life. My mother probably did feel robbed of motherhood. I would like to ask her that, and I think I will. I think there's a soft approach on how I could ask her that because I was robbed of it, and I bet she feels that way too. I know she does. She could not have her children. She left when I was 6 and my dad threatened her life. Scientology called and threatened her and said, if you take those kids, you're going to be declared and then you'll never get to see them. She was terrified. There was no way out for her. Thank you, Joanne. You just inspired me. And I love you, Joanne Hawley. You've already started over. You're doing the right thing now. That's enough. That's a great point too. Natalie Travis, welcome in. And thank you, Bunny Fufu, again for your super chat. It's really kind. Thank you for the super chats, guys. You're right. I mean, it is one of those things. There's no going back. There's only forward. Like, it's like how the haters are. They hold me to a version of who I was or who they even think I was 5, 10, 15 years ago. That's not where we are now, though. And there's a big difference. And you have to take that into consideration because people change. For better or worse, people change. And so if you're like right now, yeah, Kim is blue. I had not thought of that until Joanne voiced it. If you're holding something against someone right now, I want you to think about that. If you have some grudge against somebody from something that happened Christmas of 2017, well, it depends on what it is. Of course, it's case by case. Some things are unforgivable, and I understand that. But other things, it is kind of one of those things where it's like, but who are they now? Because people do change, and it is really, really tough to try to hold somebody accountable to a version of who they were. Now, you still should hold people accountable because I'm not saying like enough time has passed, just forgive them. Fuck that. No, they need to take accountability. And if they haven't, then I agree with the toxicity and keep them away from you. But when somebody actually works on themselves and they're like making an effort and they take accountability, it's very weird to hold someone just because you're still holding a grudge, just to be like, well, you still did it. And it's like, well, that's kind of unfair. they've changed. Maybe they're in therapy. Maybe they've changed their whole lifestyle. It's just a weird thing to do. Hey, Riley's human. You will be in and out Sunday for the Zoom baby shower and need to check in on the parents. I love that. Have fun. We'll just see you when we see you, babe. I have always wanted kids. Pity I did such a poor job choosing a healthy, well-adjusted partner. Mad Drop Bear, that's sad. That makes me sad for you. And I appreciate you sharing that. Maybe it was the best thing though, because if you didn't have a healthy, well-adjusted partner, bringing a child into this world would be such a disservice, right? To the kid. I mean, that's why I say a lot, like, having a kid is no joke. When you think you're going to get an animal, a lot of smart people will go, well, that's a 15-year commitment, right? Depending on what it is. And that's an animal, not a human being. Human being is an entire lifelong commitment, right? So I love that, Natalie Travis. So it's like, are you well enough? Are you stable enough? Are you going to get that child therapy? Are you going to show that child what it is to shape them as a human being, as an adult? Like, I don't know that people don't think that through. I think they don't. I think people are just like, oh, we're in love. Let's have a kid. That's not really enough. Are you financially stable enough? Like, there's so many things I think that, and are you at the right age? I just don't think people should jump into having kids at like 21 years old. Give it some time. Like, I don't know. That's just me. I've made huge mistakes in my life. I can't understand why the haters can't let go of the hate. Joel Sachs, I mean, I don't know for haters around the world why they can't. I think just because they're miserable and they love bringing people down to their level. In my case, my haters are being paid by Scientology. So why would they stop? Why would they do anything other than continue to get paid to do what they're doing? I mean, I have total strangers making hate videos about me, about lies and all kinds of shit about my life. They've never met me. They live in a different state. They're just being paid by Scientology to try to drop bombs of doubt, going, see, she's a liar. See, she's inconsistent. See, she said this. Let's hold her to this, right? I mean, that's all they're doing. They're being paid. Her story isn't true. She's not really a victim. She didn't really get hit by the fax machine. Did that really happen? That's Scientology. No question. That's Scientology paying people off to go make people hate her, make people doubt her. Maxine, it was good to have you here, babe. Oh, that's so cool. Little Redneck's dog is having puppies. BB, it's terrible, but it's true. And so if you at least put the word out that, like, because a lot of you are going to see it, Ruth Ann, poor Ruth Ann, she was a huge, like, brand new person that loved me and Tommy. She was on the boat. She'd been here for a couple of weeks. She got locked into the hate. She watched it, and then she sent me and Tommy this god-awful email, and she was like, you guys are scammers. I watched it. You guys are screwing around and raking over people in your audience and trying to grift and whatever. If you go believe it, go believe it. But I mean, I'm just telling you, it is there. It's probably going to drop into your feed because they tag me. Those guys tag me so that it drops. If you're subscribed to me, usually that will show up in your feed, kind of like Facebook. Like if you look up toasters, then suddenly toasters are coming into your Facebook feed. It's the same thing. So they tag me on purpose, right? It's a whole operation. It's a well-oiled machine that Scientology has ready to go. Guys, it's an $8 billion organization that doesn't pay taxes. They've got plenty of money to pay people to go, Reese is lying. Let's start a whole campaign so that you'll believe it. And some people do. They get a couple of people a month. Let those people go. They were not meant to be here. I saw one of your haters' videos. I told her to shut the F up. The one with red hair. Her. There's a woman with red hair. I don't even know that one. There's a red-haired dude that looks like one of those Schmeagle things. We call him Gargamel. I didn't even know I had a red-haired hater female. Interesting. Well, they're probably multiplying by the day. There's something going on behind the scenes. I can't share what it is, but it's going to get real ugly. And I have a strong suspicion the hate is going to increase and multiply by hundreds. And I'm not kidding. It's going to there's going to be a battle, and it's going to get fuck ugly before it gets better. And I'm sure it will. I saw something, but I don't judge a book by its cover. Came to your site, and I love you. BB, thank you. Yeah, a lot of you guys are going to see the hate. Scientology's paying for that. They're paying for that, guys. That's what these people are getting paid to do. You think I can go up against that? Do you think I can go up against an $8 billion organization that's got deep pockets for private investigators, haters, all of those things? No. And I don't want to. You know what I want? I want you to make up your own mind about it. And I'm going to continue to make my own content here and do what's best for me and live my life. And I'm going to do it with all those people around me on the internet, those swamp creatures. I don't care. You're either going to go side with them or you're going to hang out here with us where we're all loyal to each other. It doesn't make a difference to me. I love you, but I'm not trying to keep anybody. I'm not trying to retain people. Make up your own minds. I didn't know I had a redheaded hater woman. We have a creepy redheaded guy that wears like 6-year-old girl sunglasses and stuff. I don't know if he's like a creeper with kids. I don't really understand the whole kid child fetish thing that he does. He wears like a little child's helmet, like that a child would wear on a bicycle. And he wears like little pink girls sunglasses. I'm not sure what that's about. There seems to be some kind of a direct connection with children there. And I honestly, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And the other one only has like 2 teeth and doesn't know me either and adds like 600 pounds to the thumbnails, pictures of me. It makes no difference. They show themselves and that's what you're going to see when you go look for it. And they're being paid. It is a well-oiled operation. They're being paid by Scientology. Yeah, roulette master, build a strong marriage before having kids. Too many people have kids right away. I agree with that so much. Natalie says, I came over here, Reese, from the boat. I love watching you and Tommy. It's not that serious. Ignore the haters, Kirsty Collins. Absolutely. Guys, it's really, I mean, I hate to say that. I love you guys, but it's YouTube. It's YouTube. It's not that serious. Like it's like choosing what restaurant we're going to eat at tonight. It's a one-off. We're going to go eat there and we're either going to love it or we're going to hate it, never eat there again. It's not that deep, right? Like you either love coming here and you're a part of the chat, a part of the community, or you fucking decided you hated me and everyone here and you go live with the haters. It's just a simple decision. I really don't care either way. It's just YouTube. I'm way more chill about this than I used to be. Hey, Amy G, because one, everyone has hate. 2, this is in your face, obvious. Like you have got to be a dumbass shit to not see it. I have a Scientology story they don't want out. And they don't want me talking about the details of that. And the fact that Scientology hides child things that happen. Predators, they protect predators in Scientology. You think they want that talked about? Absolutely not. So what are they going to do? They can't shut me up. So instead, they're going to go, hey, you, and you. We'll pay you. You're going to come on and you're going to plant seeds of doubt. And you're going to call her a liar. You're going to call her inconsistent. You're going to say her story doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. She's doing this. Tommy's a grifter. She's a grifter. You're going to do everything you possibly can to get people to listen to you and come over to your side, the dark side. Go with God. Godspeed on that. I don't care. Believe it. Don't believe it. Eat at the restaurant. Don't eat at the restaurant. Shit your pants. Don't shit your pants. I don't care. It's not that deep. It just isn't to me. I love you guys, but I'm also seasoned on YouTube enough to know that tons of people over the years have gone, Reese, I love you so much. Oh my God. Oh, I'll never leave you. I love you. I love you. Oh my God. Here's $20. And 2 weeks later, that same motherfucker is making hate videos about me. It's not, I'm used to it. I'm used to people going, I just watched a hate video on you and I need an explanation. Don't come to me for that because I'm not going to explain myself. Sorry, I won't be explaining myself. I'm just here on my channel doing my thing. And they hate that because there's 239 people here watching and they don't even have the balls to go live. They edit their videos. You know why? Because they'd get eaten the fuck alive if they went live. They're pussies. They're total pussies. Excuse my language, but they are. They can't do what I do. Try it. Let's have a battle. Let's go live together. I'd love to see you try. Fuck off out of here. Pussies. They think they have receipts. You've got the facts. That's hilarious, Anne. I don't even care if they have receipts. I've said this. I don't care if they show you something with my face and my voice and go, here she is on May 3rd, 2020, right? I don't care if they're like, here's the true facts, and here she is, and it's all in her voice. I don't care. Don't come to me about it. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing my thing over here. So true, Mop Man. I saw a few hater channels across my feed. The presenters were not very talented or believable. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. If you have any kind of critical thinking on your own, if you don't group think like a Scientologist, if you go look at that shit, it speaks for itself. I mean, truly, go take a good look at these polished individuals. They're so well spoken. Go take a look at it. They're very petty. It's the only prosper stance you need to take when on the internet, Reese. Much respect for deciding on that. Yeah, I'm not here to explain myself. I'm here to have my channel. Subscribe or don't. Stay or go, right? I've been through enough here to see how this works. And I know most of my people who are genuine, and I know the ones who are on the fence. They weren't meant to be here in the first place. But if a hater gets a hold of one of them and we lose one, like Ruth Ann this week, bye. Nice knowing you. See you when you get back. Right? Go listen to Nazis and racists. That one in particular has a black doll hanging in a noose with my name on it in the background of their channel. I like my chances. I'll stay over here on the safe side with this community who cares about me, full of authentic people. That's creepy and weird, and you're a stalker. Total waste of time. Guys, those who can create, I was just going to say, I'm going to head over to the boat. Those who can create, those who cannot hate, those who can create. Their business model is to try to steal some of your people who don't think you've been nice enough to them. And it works because it's like they get a few, right? But the people that they steal, babe, I'm like, bye. I don't want you here. It's quality, not quantity. I don't want people here who are doubting me anyway. And I know who doubts me and I know who doesn't. Like, go away. No one cares. It's not that deep. It's fucking YouTube. YouTube is a fishbowl. It's a storm in a teacup. It's tiny. No one cares. Thank you, Tampa B. Only weak-minded people. I agree with that. People who, if you are easy, I saw this the other day and then I'm going to hop off. If you are easy to convince of something, if somebody gives you the latest tea, the gossip, you know what that says about you? This is a fact. You are easy to manipulate. You are easy to control. If somebody can easily come to you and go, I got the latest tea, you're not going to believe this. And you go, really? Oh my God, I'm going to hit unsubscribe. I had no idea I loved that girl. You are easy to manipulate, my friend. And that sucks because you don't think for yourself. You don't do your own research. None of that. You are easy and weak to manipulate. Know that. It's a fact. I watched she was like the head of CIA, FBI, or she was, what is that? They protect the president. Whoever protects the president, I can't think of what they're called. You guys will tell me in a minute. She's amazing and I follow her. And she said, anybody who believes that kind of gossip firsthand like that and just goes, oh my God, I'm unsubscribing. I hate her now. You're easy. Secret Service. She was the head of Secret Service. You are easy to manipulate. Pay attention to that because it's a fact. If you believe shit just offhand like that and go, oh my God, like a game of telephone, you're easy to control. And they know that. And that's why when people do that to me, I go, where'd you hear that from? Really? Can you show me where you got that information? Fuck you. I never believe anybody who's like, guess what? I got the tea. You're gross. Get away from me. I don't want to know people like that. I'm going to ask questions and you're not going to like that about me. And that's why I didn't do so well in Scientology, to be honest. That's why I was in trouble all the time. It's like George Carlin said, question everything, question authority. Hey, DNV, question teachers, question your parents, question law enforcement. You're not just going to bend me over a barrel and show me the 50 states. You're the only non-true crime YouTuber I watch. I can't imagine wasting my time with empty-headed haters. I can't imagine watching a hater that has no teeth, that's like spitting hate and evil lies and has a black doll and a noose and is super racist behind you and being like, I believe you. I will march forward with you, sir. That's terrifying. And if that's how you think, we don't want you here because you're easy to control. If you just believe shit blindly, you're easy to manipulate, my friend, and you're easy to be a mark. Yes, Biggie Cat. I will, you dear. I'm hopping off. I've been here since the beginning. I've watched you grow, and I can tell you are real. I won't follow the hate. I love you, Amy Edge. You have been here with me forever. I really appreciate those people like you, Amy. I appreciate everyone here, but that's what I mean when I know the authentic ones. I know who's been with me forever. I know who will be with me forever. I know the new people who come. I love you guys. This is real. And they hate that and they can't change it. They can't take it away. And they want to, but they can't. It sucks for them. I will be back tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow night. I'm going over the boat now. Tomorrow night, I'll be on the boat. We're going to do the follow up thing, guys. The Scientology interview with Tommy tomorrow on the boat. If you want to come, it's tomorrow night. I don't know what time yet, but I will be back tomorrow on this channel. So I'll be back in the afternoon, and I love you guys. And we had a great stream tonight. I feel really, I just feel good about it. So thank you for being here. Proud Nazis discrediting themselves. Yeah, coming from you. She lives in Germany. She knows what she's talking about. Love you guys. I'll see all of you who go over to the boat tonight on the boat. Yadira, I will hydrate. Speaking of Yadira, mods, thank you for what you do. Thank you for keeping us safe. And I love you guys. I love all of you. And I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for the super chats. I mean that. You really gave over some super chats tonight. That was very kind. I appreciate that. And so does Huxley. Thank you for being members and gifting memberships. I will see you guys tomorrow. And here comes Fred.